Thanks for being here. I'm really excited to share with you how I've set up my new homeschool lesson planning minimalist notebook from SchoolNest. So I'll show you here first my old one that I'm just wrapping up. We've got 2 more weeks out of this to finish up. It was a busy year. This is such a cool token to have. But you'll see I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently with the new notebook. One of them being that there is a lot of highlighter that I used in this one to add color, and I didn't like how it bled through. So I have decided to use colored pencil instead to bring some more color to the notebook. So here I've got some notes, just like what some of our plans and curriculum programs are that we'll be using for the year, just to kind of keep me organized. This first page I've decided to make for our goals and values. I really like this quote I found: "The only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to learn and change." I feel like this is a really good one for me personally, but I also like it as maybe something daily or weekly that I'll read for the kids as well. Teaching them how to be good learners is such a big part of a child's education. And then I have some goals for me, goals for my daughter, and goals for my son. For me, it's really connection above all else. Making sure to put the child above the curriculum, doing a lot more just observation of their natural learning, and then prioritizing home and family life instead of like prioritizing our social life is what I mean. And then I have my goals for Poppy, which is reading fluently, improving her handwriting, taking time for creative assignments, and then grammar and story elements. For my son, it's really just concentrating on those letter sounds and letter names. He's really great at math, so I'd like to start adding some 2-digit numbers, more read alouds, and improving his speech. And then here I have the calendar marked with all of the holidays. I've color coded each of the months, and I'll be using those colors again throughout the rest of this book. I don't know what I'm going to do with that other side. I might do field trips. And then the daily tracker I started to use last year, but honestly our charter school keeps track of our attendance, so it's not necessary. Here's where I have all of my daughter's curriculum laid out. And since we're using so much this year, I have in parentheses when we're going to use it, when it starts and ends kind of thing, and how often during the week. And then I have some must-use resources for our core subjects that I don't want to forget about. So I have them listed there to help remind me to pull those things out at least once during our school year. And then I have half of a page for my son, since he is not doing as much. And then our morning basket timeline. So I'm going to do a video on our morning basket plans. I'm going to have like a 4 to 6 week rotation of a lot of fun things I want us to do this year. I have categorized the book list by month. So I'll be listing all of the books that we end up reading under each of those columns. The progress tracker is so I can keep track of how often we're using the curriculum. It helps me to see what worked really well and what didn't work as well. And then I have each curriculum color coded there. I'm so glad I went with the colored pencils for this year. Plus it just gives it kind of a nicer aesthetic. So this is our month of, over here on the left, I'm going to be putting sort of like new curriculum that we'll be using for that month, or unit study notes. Most of the unit study stuff is going to go here on this big spread. So I have our chapter book schedule, and then I have the unit plan. And then on the other side, I'll be putting more of the highlights. So after we do the unit, I'll go through and write down what we did, what we really liked, what might have been a flop. And so each month here is color-coded by that month color. And then I have all of our units planned out for the entire year, although I know that that can definitely shift. It is nice having an overall idea of what our year is going to look like. And I'm really trying to keep this a little more minimal than the last notebook ended up. That notebook got pretty busy. We're going to be starting a bird unit in January that will take us through the rest of the school year. And then we get to the weekly overview. So this is what the rest of the notebook looks like. On the left, I'll be putting just like our highlights from that week or hits and misses. Down this column will be our weekly goals, so that I have a checklist to check those off. And then on the right, I'm going to be doing an interest-led learning, sort of observation of each subject. I'm really into interest-led learning, also known as unschooling. We don't practice unschooling necessarily, but I do want to make note of how they are learning naturally throughout the school year when we're not doing actual lessons. It just helps me stay aware of who they are, what they love, and what they want to, what they feel passionate about. And then this is our weekly plan. So I've got all of these subjects listed on the left, days of the week on top. Thursdays, my kids will be doing an outdoor program for the school year. So we are just doing a 4-day-a-week schedule, which is new for us this year. And then I have a column for weekend prep, which is like library books to check out, units to print off, things like that. And then I do want to actually go through this and color coordinate my son and my daughter because they have a few different curricula. And then the rest of the notebook is the same as that. The last few pages here would be more so at the end of the year, just reflections and plans for next year. So those are some notes that I could take throughout the year for sure, and then our end of year wrap up. And that's it. That's my pretty new SchoolNest homeschool planning notebook.